How would you describe your relationship with money in one word?
Probably obsessive. So straight away I'm ringing him up to find out what that is. It's his football, so it's fine. He gets so confused. He's like, hold on a minute, I thought we had no money. How come we're now booking a holiday to here? At one point, I used to make people pay to come in my room. He came back and converted it back to pounds.
Really? The whole temptation of Disney?
Lurpak butter is one. It has to be Lurpak. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I do not understand. I was always looking to earn as much as I could, but also always looking to save as much as I could. It would be better if I wasn't so obsessed with checking all the time. Investing in myself, I would say, is probably my best investment. It was always money needs to be saved for a house, or saved for a safety net, or saved for this or that. You only live once, like you can enjoy life, and what's the point in earning money if you don't spend it and do things you love with it?
Do you have a biggest money regret?
Probably my biggest regret is...
So Chaz, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
That's all right.
As you know, I've given everyone a list of things to introduce themselves with.
Yeah.
You've got it on your phone there. Can you just run through those?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Charlee. I'm 31. My living situation is that I've got a mortgage with my husband. I'm an accountant. I would say that my salary is good. I am part-time, so obviously that's reduced it down. But yeah, I've got a good salary, and I've got 2 children now, so 2 dependents.
Lovely stuff. So it's the big one to start with, Chaz.
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with money in one word?
Okay. So I think that's a really hard question, but I would say probably obsessive.
Obsessive?
Yes.
Okay, expand on that. What do you mean by obsessive?
In terms of, I obsess over money all the time. So I'm constantly checking our outgoings, like looking at what we've got in our bank account, making sure I'm also always making sure that we've got enough to last through the month. Because obviously most people at the start of the month, you're okay once you've been paid, your bills go out, and then it starts to dwindle down. So I'm constantly making sure, I'm always doing, like, I guess where I'm an accountant, I'm always doing like a mini cash flow.
Okay, yeah.
So every day I'm like checking, okay, what's gonna, I also, like, the other day, so my partner is David, as you know, and the other day there was this amount gone out, £5.50, and I was like, what on earth is that? So
You're worried about that?
Only because, right, it had gone out for the last 2 weeks, and it was some random, like, name that I was like, what does that even mean? It was some weird word, and I was like, what is that? It's gone out for the last 2 weeks now. I need to know what this is. So straight away I'm ringing him up to find out what that is. It's his football, so it's fine.
What time of day is this? You ringing him?
This is at like 9:30 in the morning.
He's at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but it's all fine because it's his football. But that's what I mean. So I'm obsessive. I like to make sure everything's in order. I like to make sure we've got enough money to get through the month. I'm also always looking at better ways to save, invest, that sort of thing. So yeah, obsessive, I would say.
And one of my questions is sort of how often are you looking at your banking app?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's got to be more than once a day, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd say at least once a day. Yeah, probably on occasions more than once. If I know that we've got money that's due to go out or come in or something, yeah, I will be checking it all the time.
And have you always been like that from like day one?
Yeah, I think I have, which I know is unusual because I feel like most people when they're younger aren't like that.
Yes.
But I've always had, well, I remember when I was a child, I don't know what age I was, but when I was younger, at one point, I used to make people pay to come in my room. Literally.
Just family, friends?
Yeah. Anyone who was there would have to put like a couple of pence in the pot to pay to come in my bedroom, because I was like, I think I don't know why. I've just always been, quite obsessive, I guess.
Did you just think you just valued your room that highly that it was worth, the experience was worth it?
It was a state, so I don't know what world I was living in there. But yeah, literally.
So you kind of, the signs were there that accountancy was calling your name.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because for me, like, I think back and I've definitely gone on like a journey with the bank, like checking the bank account thing.
Okay, yeah.
At sort of university days.
Yeah.
Just avoid at all costs. I just didn't want to look at it. hoped that the overdraft would cover it.
Yeah.
It was chaotic, basically.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm the same as you. I'm looking every day.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's more of a like reassurance thing of like,
Yes.
have I actually got some money?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Or
do
not?
get that. Like, especially like I was saying, towards the end of the month, I'll be like thinking, right, I want to do this, that, and the other. Can we afford to do that? So I'll be checking to make sure all the time.
Fun and games.
Yes.
Do you think you should check it more or less?
Probably less.
Do you
I
think that
think
would
so.
actually help you, or do you think?
I don't know. I feel as though I feel like it would be better if I wasn't so obsessed with checking all the time, because it would make me relax a little bit, I guess, and relax and stop stressing so much about money. I think it's good. I think it's good to be checking and mindful of what you've got, mindful of what you can spend. But equally, there comes a point where it's like unnecessary, I think.
Where do you think it comes from? The obsessiveness, as you put it. I didn't say it.
Yeah, I don't know. My So I've got, within my family, I feel like everyone is completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like everyone in my family has a complete different relationship with money and stance on things. So there's some people that will just spend, and they're happy to just, go with it, buy what they want, spend what they want. There's others that are more careful and more like into investing and things like that, and watching their money grow, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't. I honestly don't know where it comes from. I feel like it's just my personality type. I'm quite an obsessive person anyway with everything I do. So I guess that's just another thing to be obsessed about, I guess.
Well, I know what you mean. So, like on the
Yeah.
obsessive side of things,
Yeah.
I'm a bit like this with like research
Yeah.
into like big purchases.
Yeah.
So for a car, for example, if
Yeah.
I know that I need to buy a car, I'm going to want to buy a car, let's face it,
Yeah.
in like 3 years' time, I will spend those 3 years literally researching like forums, finding stuff out as much as possible. Is that the
Yeah.
kind of like forensic detail that you're going into with things?
Yes, very much so. But also, I'm just the type of person, like when I find a new hobby, for example, I'll take it to the extreme. I'll be doing it all the time. Like with my cakes, I then set up a business doing it because I love it so much. With my gardening, I then started growing everything from seed because I just think I've got a very obsessive personality. And I guess, yeah, with finances, it's exactly the same. So I'll be making sure, I'll be checking, like making sure that our money's in the best place all the time, making sure with purchases that we're getting the best deal all the time, using cashback platforms to make sure that we're, basically making our money work as best we can is how I would describe it, is what I'm doing all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I feel like the cashback thing and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah.
that requires some effort, right? You've got to be looking
Yes.
around.
Yeah, literally. I'm like always like making sure that we are getting back what we can. Even with like our weekly food shops, I'll do that through cashback forums to make sure that we can get some money back, because I just think every little helps. And I think my granddad always used to say, because my sister is a little bit different to me with money, like she's just different. Sometimes I think, oh, I wish I was more like her, because she's more happy to spend money on things that bring her joy, whereas I'll have to think about it a lot more. Not so much now since I've had children, but I was not always looking to earn. I was always looking to earn as much as I could, but also always looking to save as much as I could, or get the best value for my money as much as I can. So I think from both ends, from an income perspective and an expenditure perspective, I've always been quite trying to do the best I can, I guess.
And what was it your granddad would say?
Yeah, so he'd always just say that basically it's from both ends with me. So I would always try and earn as much as I can, but also save as much as I can and get the best value for my money.
Just holding on to the cash for dear life.
Yeah, and like making it work as much as I can, I guess, is the word. Yeah.
And it's interesting, you've mentioned like quite early on your family and your granddad. And in these conversations, it's mad how often family comes up so early doors.
Yeah.
You sort of talked about, obviously, in your family, people have different spending habits.
Yeah.
Did you have like conversations with your mum and dad, for example, a lot about money growing up or recently at all? Or have you never really talked about it?
So I've always been very open about money and finances. I'm always asking people for advice, family members for advice. And also, I'm quite happy to talk about what I do and things like that. Um, when I was younger, I don't really remember. I remember, I really remember that, like, if we'd go somewhere, like, for example, an example of this is we went to Disneyland, and I can't remember whether my mum gave us money, or however, we had some money each, me and my sister, to spend. And she went and spent it straight away on the first day in the Disney store on this big Minnie Mouse outfit. And I saved mine. I don't think I spent it the whole time. I think I came back and converted it back to pounds.
Really? The whole temptation of
Yeah,
Disney?
yeah, I might have spent a little bit, but I definitely didn't spend it all. And I think that's what I've always been like. As I've got older, I'm more wanting to spend the money I've earned, and like, but again, still trying to get the best value for money all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really much discussion to be had then back in the day with your parents?
I don't remember them.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I feel like I speak about money more now than I did back then, obviously, because then I was a child. But I don't remember like my mum or dad ever talking to me about like saving money, or I just don't remember having those conversations. So I guess we probably didn't.
But it's quite impressive then that you've kind of just picked up the habit naturally. Like,
Yeah.
like say, I guess it's just part of your personality. It's a bit, it's a bit different. But
Yeah.
I think, some people have the conversations with their parents when they're younger.
Yeah.
And they're encouraged to save or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, I was kind of the same. I didn't ever have any conversations about being sensible with money or budgeting or saving.
Yeah.
So I've very much made it up all the way through.
Yeah.
And I mean, when it comes to friends, are you the same? Are you like talking to people about money a lot or not so much?
With friends. Yeah. I think obviously, like I said, I'm an accountant. A lot of my friends are accountants. So we all understand finance quite well, I guess. And so those conversations do happen within my friends group, probably more than most, I would say.
Do you think that's because you are all accountants? So you know the drill, you're dealing with money all the time with work anyway. Like,
yeah, probably.
Is that a thing?
Probably, because it's just like second nature to us, isn't it? So it's like, yeah, we're dealing with it at work. We talk about it when we're all like, not necessarily in-depth conversations, but we'll always talk about things like, so like one thing that we'll talk about a lot is things like saving for pensions, which I guess most people our age probably aren't doing that much, but we'll talk about savings for pensions, saving for the future, saving for our children. Are we doing it? Are we not? How much is everyone doing? Those sort of conversations do come up within our friends group.
So that is quite actually personal.
Yeah.
Like that's quite deep,
Yeah.
If you think some people's surface level is, oh, I won £10 on a scratch card the other day.
Yeah.
Going into like what you're putting in your pension and stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite in depth.
It is. Yeah, it is. But I find it really helpful because it's really good to talk to each other and to, I guess, probably coming from an accountancy background, well, maybe, I don't know, the two just linked together. It's always worked hand in hand in that we can then have conversations with each other to then work out what we need to do personally to help with our finances, I guess. Yeah, so.
When someone says, I can't afford this, what does that mean to you?
So I would say quite often when someone says they can't afford something, it depends. Obviously, I understand everyone is completely different. It depends what the subject is. I mean, if it's some sweets or if it's a holiday, they're two very different things. And obviously everyone comes from different backgrounds, has different financial circumstances, etc. But I think quite often people say they can't afford something, and they can sometimes use that as a reason to not want to do something rather than actually, like, I know that I do it. I'll say, I can't afford that. When actually it's not that I can't afford it. It's just that I don't want to spend my money on that. And I think as a society as a whole, we should feel that we're allowed to say, actually, I don't want to spend my money on that, because that's completely fine. It's, it's your money, and you would say the same about your time. If you didn't want to spend your time doing something, you would say. So why not the same with your money,
Yeah, and I think the kind of reason behind that question for me is, I think sort of tangibly, what does I can't afford it mean? Because I think people, like you say, people will say it kind of casually or colloquially,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean they've got zero in their account,
No.
right? Doesn't mean that they have got money coming in next week, which could go on that thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's in your head, is it mainly people saying, I can't afford this because, like you say, they don't want to, or they're holding back for like different reasons. So actually, they can't afford it.
Yeah, I think people use it a lot as a throwaway comment, like, oh, I can't afford that. But actually, it's just that they don't want to buy that, and that's perfectly fine. And I think pe- people need to get better, myself included, at just being honest and saying that we don't want to spend our money on certain things, because that's fine. Like, everyone has different views on what they want to do, everyone enjoys things differently, etc. So yeah, everyone should just be allowed to spend their money how they choose.
So getting people to give you 2p here and there to go in your bedroom aside,
Yeah.
what's been your best investment?
So financially, I would say our house has been my best investment. Yeah, because I think I was 21 when we bought our first house, and then from doing that, that enabled us to buy the house we've got now. But not financially, I would say my best investment was probably going on a cake course that I went on, that has then since enabled me to do something that I love and enabled me to spend time, yeah, creating my little cake business, but not because of the money. I'm just talking about the enjoyment I get from it. So financially the house, but investing in myself, I would say, is probably my best investment that I've made.
We haven't had an answer like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Flip it on its head then.
Okay.
Do you have a biggest money regret? I'm guessing based on your like history as you've described of just being obsessive about money all the time and thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, but I feel like everyone has something that they're like, I wish I just didn't spend money on that one thing. Like my recent example is I bought a car that I shouldn't have bought.
Okay.
That ended up costing me like $2,000 over a year.
Yeah.
In repairs.
Oh, that's
like,
so annoying.
Worse for MPG than my previous car. Worse for tax.
Yeah.
It was just because it was faster. That's literally the only reason I bought it.
Okay.
Biggest regret.
So biggest regret. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I have a regret that I didn't spend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good. So probably my biggest regret is that I didn't spend money on going traveling when I was younger, because I was so focused on saving for a house deposit and so focused on making sure that, that was all fine and that we had enough in savings as a safety net, etc. And I didn't go traveling. And that is probably my biggest regret financially, because I should have spent the money on it.
And that's interesting, because you've got your best investment over here is your house,
yeah,
which you wouldn't have got if you didn't buy your first house.
Yeah.
Biggest regret is that you didn't spend money.
Yeah.
You did spend money on that first house, effectively.
Yeah.
Is that because you knew going forwards eventually you would buy a house?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think from a young age, like I've said, I've always been very, I guess, sensible with money is the word. And looking back, I feel that when I was younger and I didn't have children and I didn't have a big mortgage, that would have been the best time to do something like go traveling and do something fun and spend a bit of money on something that I really wanted to do. Yeah, obviously, if I'd have done that, I wouldn't probably be in the house I am now. But equally, I don't know. I feel like I would have. I think I just would have got there a bit later.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been fine.
So that's the advice you don't hear, isn't it? Everything's like, oh, save up for your pension, save up when you're young, and then get a house early and get on the property ladder.
Yeah.
You don't hear that. But that's an interesting take.
And I think that's because I did all those things that you're told is good to do. But I then look back and I'm like, yeah, that's great that I saved and I got the house and whatever. But I didn't. What I would have really loved to have done is gone traveling, and I didn't, because it was always money needs to be saved for a house or saved for a safety net or saved for this or that, rather than actually you only live once, like you can enjoy life, and what's the point in earning money if you don't spend it and do things you love with it, So yeah.
Let's go to the supermarket now, Chaz.
Okay.
We're doing the weekly shop.
Yep.
Tell me, how detailed are you looking at the things you're buying? Are you looking at like how much kilograms per pounds something is worth, or are you just not thinking about it at all?
No, I 100% am.
Right.
So I am looking at, well, first of all, there are certain things that I'm like, no, I have to have that branded. So
Right. Purely
Lurpak,
because of like flavour and stuff?
Lurpak butter is one. It has to be Lurpak.
Right.
I don't want any other one.
That's the second time Lurpak's been mentioned on this podcast.
No
Randomly,
way.
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, it has to be Lurpak. Things like Heinz ketchup, Heinz baked beans, things like that. There's no negotiating. But
okay, yeah.
when it comes to other stuff, anything else really, I try and always look at the price per grams or kilograms or whatever it is. I'm always looking at that. So if there's 2 bags of pasta, one's bigger, one's smaller, I don't really need the bigger one, but I know we're going to get through it. I'll check how much it is per gram. And usually the bigger one's going to be cheaper per gram. So I'll go for that because I know long term that's better.
And are you a yellow sticker fiend?
No.
Oh, really?
I'm not. No, I'm not. Purely because one, I think with things like that, for me, I've done it before where I've gone in to like get, the things that are going out of date last minute, but I end up not eating them. So then I think I've wasted money. Because,
so are you sort of attracted by the treat of something when you see a yellow sticker?
Yeah. So I think it's more, for me, I'm not one of those people that go down to the supermarket at 8:00 at night to look for the yellow stickers. But yeah, maybe I should.
And on the sort of non-negotiables, I've gone on a bit of a journey mentally with like spending over the last probably 5 years, really.
Yeah.
And sort of, I'm the sort of person who will go, okay, I want to get this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't put it in the basket as such, but I'll go, okay, that's what it is. That's how much it costs.
Yeah.
And I'll wait for a moment where I feel like, okay, no, I can warrant buying that now.
Yeah.
And I've tried to sort of change my mentality around what the benefit of buying this thing is for me,
Yeah.
And some things, like you say, if it's Heinz ketchup, it's Heinz ketchup, right?
Yeah.
It's a taste thing for you. You just can't let it go.
Yeah.
Other times it'll be a smart financial thing to do, but it's like a big outlay initially and that puts you off.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about these things when you're buying stuff? Are you trying to go sort of forensic in your own brain and thinking like, is this going to benefit me because it's something that I really want or something that I really need or something that actually I will always worry about getting this, I should just get it?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a little bit either one extreme or the other.
Okay.
So sometimes, and I couldn't tell you why I'm like this, and I couldn't tell you, it's not to do with how much money we've got in the bank at that time. It's nothing to do with that. I don't know what it is, but I'm either on a spending spree, so I will like buy loads of clothes, or I'm like, and like, book a holiday, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm like, no, we need to save. So I'm sort of one extreme or the other. But when I am making a big purchase, I do so much research into it before I do it. So if it's a big thing, it will take me a while before I then go ahead and buy it. I won't just buy it on a whim.
How does David find the two Chazzes?
Yeah, he gets so confused. He's like, hold on a minute, I thought we had no money. How come we're now booking a holiday to here? I'm like, no, we're fine. Like, yeah, he gets confused by it. And he's very much more happy to spend, I would say. Like, he's less stressed about it than me. But I think the reason he's like that is because he knows that I manage our finances. So if I say it's okay, he knows it's okay.
He's got the green light.
But yeah, it is a bit confusing because I'm like literally one extreme to the other all the time. And I don't know why I'm like it.
I do ask everyone sort of how much do you have a conversation about money with your partner?
Yeah.
It must be a lot with you guys, right?
Yeah. So we've always, ever since we moved in together, we've always shared our money. So we've just got one account that both our income comes into and everything goes out of. We have got separate savings accounts, not really for any specific reason, more because, again, obsessiveness, I like to allocate pots. So I'm like, okay, your savings accounts can be for the holiday, mine can be for the safety net, this can be for that. So yeah, so all our money is completely shared. So yeah, we talk about it a lot, but I wouldn't say like David wouldn't know what we've got in our bank account every day, whereas I would, because I'm the one. He sort of leaves me to manage it. So because of that, the conversations happen when I'm like, okay, we need to think about saving for this, or let's buy this, or let's book a holiday or something like that, you know. But yeah, we do talk about money a lot.
Does it blow your mind when you go out for a meal with another couple and the bill arrives and one of them says to the other one, "Oh, I got lunch yesterday, so can you get this?"
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I do not understand. Different if they're a new couple that haven't been together that long. Once they're living together, and especially once they've got children, I don't understand it, because for me, it's like us. We're in our house, it's our bills, it's our mortgage, it's us, doing things. But then I've got friends that don't share their money, and they're like, yeah, but how can you go out for dinner with your friends and then, David's not there, and that's not fair? Or how can you go and buy clothes? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just always been that way for us. And I think we're both happy that neither one of us will be silly with the money, I guess. So maybe it would be different if one of us, had a different relationship with money, but where we trust each other that none of us is going to go on a massive spend. Well, I say that, I've just said I do that sometimes, but only what we can afford. So none of us is going to go and spend loads of money that they can't afford to spend. So I guess, for me, I don't get it when people don't. If they're in a long-term relationship, they're married, got a mortgage, especially if they've got children. Because what I don't understand is, what do they do when they've got children? If the child needs something, who's then buying it?
Yeah. Well, this is actually a situation I'm in with my wife.
Okay.
We don't have that. We have a joint account.
Okay.
But we do have our separate accounts.
Okay.
And we do / have been known to go, "Oh, well, you bought this." It's not forensic. It's not like, "Oh, well, you bought 2 things last week and I bought 1 thing last week."
Yeah.
But we are more on like that casual side of like, well, it evens itself out over time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got friends who do the same as you and your partner.
Yeah.
And they combine everything.
Yeah.
Everything in, everything out.
Yeah.
And I've had the sort of chat with them about, why do you do this? Like, it's mad. But do you think it's a personality thing? Because I think we've talked about it, because we obviously know that option is there, but for us it just doesn't feel right, kind of because of the like random clothes splurges, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a personality thing. For me, I just think that way sounds more complicated.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it is, to be honest.
Like, I just think if you've got one pot and everything comes out of it and everything goes into it, I don't know, it just makes more sense to me.
Yeah, because if I buy my daughter a toy or something, I'll give myself a pat on the back. That's from Daddy.
Yeah. See, I can't imagine that. For us, it's just like, oh, it's from both of us,
Yeah, yeah.
I think, like, as they get older and there's even more expenses, birthday parties, they're so expensive. Nursery, I mean, I'm not there yet, but school uniform, all those sort of things. I just can't imagine how you'd manage that. I guess you'd have to put more into the joint account and it would all come out of that.
Yeah, I guess that's the fix.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know.
This isn't really an advice podcast.
Yeah.
Every other money podcast is out there is all about advice.
Yeah.
This is meant to be different.
Yeah.
But I find that it's always helpful to have advice from everyday people. Because I think if you think about the advice that you take on, it's normally from just friends and family.
Yeah.
So if you could think of one golden piece of money advice that you would give someone else, what would it be?
I would say to only spend what you can afford. I realise like that's easy for me to say because I can afford to pay my bills. I can afford to, go out for dinner, etc. But there were like, when we were first starting out, I remember when we were first renting our flat together and we were both on very low income. We didn't have any disposable money. But one thing I never did was I never put things on the credit card and I never let debt rack up, because I think when you get into that habit, it becomes a snowball effect. And so my biggest piece of advice that I've always sort of lived by myself is to not spend what you can't afford to spend, because I think it's just really hard to get out of that once you are in that. And once you've got the debt, you're then sort of fighting to catch up. And yeah, I just think that would be a hard situation to be in.
You're then slave to the lender, right?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously debt's expensive. You're paying interest on it. For me, unless it was a life necessity, if it was something, if I literally didn't have enough money to eat, obviously I'd have to buy food to eat. But anything that's not essential, I just feel, don't buy it if you don't need it. Like, if it's not essential and you can't afford it, just don't have it. Like, or save up for it until you can afford it. It's so much better off doing that, and then you don't have that debt hanging over you for that thing that you bought 3 months ago that you've forgotten about already. That's what I would say.
So thanks so much for being on the podcast, Chaz.
That's all right.
My advice to you: don't worry about the £5.50s.
I'll try not to.